Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Let's Talk About It. Today, I am really excited. We have Stacey here, who's going to share with you a little bit in a few minutes about who she is. But I'm excited about having Stacey because she has been, oh my gosh, in our business world, if you will, for a couple of years now, and through our Sewing Harvest. And I had the chance to meet her briefly, not face to face. So first time actually seeing
This
each
is
other face
really
to
our
face.
first
Oh my
face to
gosh.
face.
That's how we were in a conference walking in and seeing so many people. I'm like, wait a minute, offline meeting online. It was so cool, so cool.
Yep.
But I've always loved how Stacey has shown up in the world. I love the things that she's created. I love her energy. I love everything about who she was, and we just connected naturally. So over the last couple of years, we got a chance to talk a little bit more about some different things, and I'm excited about having her here today. So let me make us a little bit bigger here. There we go. All right. So, Stacey, I would love for you to share with everyone a little bit about who you are.
Okay. Well, I am a serial entrepreneur.
Mhm.
I'm a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. And I'm just a woman who wants to stay busy. Basically, that's me in a nutshell.
So, I know that you are vegan, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know that you make the most amazing desserts, which I want you to share with everyone about in a few minutes. But tell me a little bit, how did you get started in being an entrepreneur? Because this journey is not for the weak.
It is not for the
The
weak.
process.
It is not for the weak.
No.
Okay, I have had 5 businesses. This is my recent one is Mr. Crumbles, the one you're talking, the oatmeal cream pies and cookie sandwiches.
Mhm.
But I started about 15 years ago with a product called Lipopalooza. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
It was my first deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship, and it was a wake-up call. I developed as actually the first on the market. It was a 2-part cellulite treatment. I formulated a cellulite capsule, all natural, organic, and then I developed a cream for the skin. And it was used by celebrities. I was in magazines, and but I was a newbie. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't really have any mentors at that time
Okay.
in my life, and that business kind of just fizzled out because I'm being honest, I did not know what I was doing at all.
Right.
So when I stopped doing Lipopalooza, I actually opened a plus size bridal shop.
Okay.
I was one of the first in the country. I think at that time there was only 5 in the country, and it was my mom and I. My mom and dad invested in this idea that I had. My idea came from the need that I saw in the bridal industry. I was a bridal consultant on the side, and most of the women that I came in contact with were over a size 12. And at that time, anything over a size 12 in the bridal industry was considered plus size, which is insane. But that's how the bridal industry was at that time. So basically, we opened a plus size bridal shop, and we quickly became a destination for brides. And we grew, and then I started designing my own bridal gowns. I had 3 manufacturers in China, and I actually started the first plus size online bridal shop boutique. And I sold that in 2018.
Okay.
And so then, I can't sit still, apparently. So I started a company called Simple Vegan. And that's where the vegan food products, that's how we met, you and I.
Right.
And COVID, while we were so basically Simple Vegan was a dry mix company. So basically what we would do is vegan cake mixes, brownie mixes, pancake mixes, things like that. We were doing great. Walmart picked us up, and COVID hit, and I lost my mom at the same time. And you know the story, Kimberly. But I lost my mom, and I lost myself, honestly, at the same time. And I resigned from Simple Vegan, and I just grieved. I grieved for a solid year. Like if it wasn't for God and my husband and my amazing family, I really don't know. So, but here I am.
Well, and I definitely want to ask you a question too about that. But before we get to that season of transition for you, you develop very distinctly different businesses. And one of the things that I love about what your story is that you met a need. How did you know about the different needs? Because like I said, they're night and day in terms of what you've started, and not
Yes.
just started, but you were successful in. How did you determine the need?
So when I go back to the first product that I developed, it came out of a need for myself. I suffered from cellulite, and just like every woman out there, we hate it. We don't want it. And I was like, there has got to be something on the market. And I've always been kind of I try to be holistic. I like to stick to natural things. And I looked out in the world, and I'm like, are you kidding? There's nothing. Like, so I went to work, and I started to find that most women suffered from that. So, and that kind of carries through all of my businesses. When it came to the bridal industry, that was when I would help a bride find her gown, and she couldn't fit into our samples that we had, it broke my heart, literally broke my heart. And it broke their mom's hearts, and it broke their family's hearts. And because when you think of going bridal gown shopping, you think of this amazing experience, and you think of it's, and when it doesn't go that way, it can be very devastating to women. So I just wanted to change it. And I just, I kind of pitched to my parents, and my mom at that time was an empty nester, and my dad worked a lot. And so she and I got together, and we're like, let's do it. And we did it. And so I guess with those two things, just a need that I saw in my life from interacting with people, or something that I needed. And then, of course, the Simple Vegan and Mr. Crumbles, that's because I am vegan. And when I would go to make things in my own kitchen, I wanted it to be easy. And Simple Vegan came from a place of, there is no vegan cake mixes on the market that I can just add liquids to. Are you kidding me? So then it was just like another, like, are you kidding me moment? Like, I'm going to have to do this. So I did it. And then Mr. Crumbles, of course, that came out of, like you said, it's like a healing. It was my healing journey. But again, I stuck to my veganism and plant-based, because I love animals. And that's really the bottom line for me. I didn't do it for health reasons. I just love animals very much. So.
No, I love that, because you met a need, you filled it. And more importantly, you really tapped into making sure that you're connecting what you're building with the audience that you're trying to build to. And I find sometimes, so often, we create things because we like it, or we think everyone's going to like it, without realizing that, is there really a market for it? And it sounds like you're finding that there was an actual market for the different businesses that you were creating.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And that's all, I do like to mentor entrepreneurs, younger entrepreneurs, or just people that are just starting out. They don't know. And I always tell them, the first thing you need to do is do your market research, because there is nothing worse than spending so much time, passion, and money, and finding out that your mom is the only one that loves your product. So that's like the first thing that I have you done market research, because you're going to need to know, is there actually a customer out there for you?
So let me ask you this, because you mentioned your first business, had success, celebrities, people, all these great things were happening. And because you didn't have the knowledge at the time, it didn't work out the way you expected it to. How did you deal with failure? Now, not that the business failed, but when you feel like, man, this didn't lift the way I was hoping, how did you handle that to still choose to keep moving forward? Because that's
I think that's always a difficult thing for someone when your business doesn't perform or succeed the way you think it is. But now that I'm a little older and wiser, at that time I took it very hard. I took it very hard, actually. I because it was my first time attempting to be an entrepreneur, and it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. And so at that time, I was like, maybe I'm just not meant. I'm not cut out to have my own business, but it didn't really stop me because there's something you don't know about me is that I cannot work for other people. So I had no choice but to get up and dust myself off and say, let's try this again, because apparently there's a track record that I haven't gone into that I do not work well with under other people. So I kind of had to put my thinking cap on and think about something else I could do with my life. So
well, it seems like you said, you've done your research and you keep picking yourself up. And then the other layer on it that I love is that you work with your son. Yeah. Tell us about that, because we hear so often, don't work with family, don't work with friends, don't work with people that keep that boundaries. But you and Avery work really well together. Yes. How did that start?
Well, so I worked with my mom at Bell Bridal. And people said, do not work with your family. Do not work with your family. And I would never change a thing about that. Yeah. And when it came to my son Avery and I, it really happened we were driving in the car. I don't know if you know this, but Avery was my partner in Simple Vegan as well. He not business partner, but he was there from day one. He helped, get our business going, and he worked behind the scenes a lot. And a lot of people don't know that. But when Simple Vegan, we were driving around in the car, and we just came up with this idea. And for Mr. Crumbles is what I'm talking about now. I said, there's no oat milk cream pies on the market that are vegan. And I really miss those. Yeah. And we were doing farmers markets at the time, and we were like, let's try to sell them at the farmers markets. And so we did. And Avery and I, we are thick as thieves, man. Like we work together every day. And there's some days that I can tend to be, and I know it's me, I can be a little bit of a control freak. Don't mean to be, but he can put me in he'll be like, Mom, come on, back. I know this ain't my first time at the rodeo. I got this. So I let him do it. And we work really well together. Honestly, like it's amazing to be able to work with your son on a daily basis. It really is.
What are some of the things that you would suggest, like tips for people who are working with someone that is in their family? Because, I agree with you. Like I work with my husband and we love it. We have a really great dynamic together. Not saying there's not some hard days. Okay. Well, there is.
Your family. I mean.
Right. But, you find ways. So I'm curious, what are some things that you and Avery have put in place to make sure that you maintain, mom and son, but also the business side too?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm really blessed in the fact that Avery and I are very compatible. I guess a recommendation I would say, if you're going to work with someone, make sure you're compatible on a date. Even though you're family doesn't mean you're compatible to work together.
Right.
I mean, you want to have fun when you're working, but I also think that you need to kind of keep business separate as much as you can. Like we go to work together, we bake together, we package our goods together, and then we do other things separately. Or we, I guess that's just the thing, just trying to keep it separate if you can,
Makes sense.
But make sure you have fun. You have to have fun working together. Yeah.
And I want to say real quickly, hi to Jen and Shannon. I see that they have joined us on here. And if anyone else joins, if you have questions for Stacey, please feel free to ask. If you're watching this afternoon or any other time, definitely hit replay and ask any questions, because I wanted to have Stacey on here because she has started a couple of different businesses that have all been successful, but she's learned different things in each business. Let me ask you this. As an entrepreneur, what have you learned about yourself the most that has been the most helpful in you being the businesswoman that you are?
I think what I've learned mostly through all of the challenges that I faced through all of my businesses is that I just keep going. I just keep going. And again, I do give many thanks to my family who's helped supported me through all of these journeys that I've been on. But I've learned that I am really a go-getter. I don't like to sit still. And if something isn't going right, I will pivot instantly. I'm not going to wait around and throw a lot of money at something that I don't feel is working.
Right.
And because I might have had 5 businesses up until this point, but there's others that I have never talked about that I have said, this is not working, and I've pivoted, or, so I think I know how to pivot at the right time.
That's very important.
Yes.
I know that you've had some different things that you've gone through the last couple of years, losing your mom, and I know that was really impactful, obviously. How did you get to a place where you are able to step out there again? Because I know a couple of people who have gone through loss, and they've been really struggling on how to get past the loss. I don't just think get past, but to be able to still move forward in the things that they desire, and they struggle with that, and they're business owners too. So
it's so hard.
Yeah.
Well, when, at the time I had Simple Vegan, and when I lost mom, so my mom was my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter. She was the first person that I would ever call when something cool happened, or something amazing happened, or something bad happened. And so when I lost her, I kind of felt like I lost who am I going to tell if something really cool happens? Why am I even doing this? If it was devastating. It was I didn't want to continue. I didn't. And so I think if anyone out there is going through what I went through, losing someone that you love, I think you need to give yourself patience. You need to grant yourself grace and patience, and let people love you and support you. No matter what type of personality you are, you're going to need that people to comfort you and to help you get up and try again. And like I said, if it wasn't for my family, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now about a business, honestly.
Yeah. And I know, like, you went through a lot in your journey. And the one thing that I love is that even in your processing, you're still honoring her in what you're creating. And part of your healing journey now has been birthing Mr. Crumbles. Just side note, y'all, my family's a huge fan of it. Just saying, my husband and my son love them. And we used to buy boxes of oatmeal pies. We need to throw these away.
Oh my God.
We need money for that. And she love the oatmeal pies.
I'm telling you, nothing makes me happier. I swear, nothing makes me happier.
Tell me a little bit about Mr. Crumbles, the process of that, and just share with people a little bit about, I know it's not just oatmeal pies, you have so many flavors, but I would love a little bit about the healing journey to opening that.
Sure. Okay. So, like I said, I after I lost mom, a full year of grieving. And I got to the point where I didn't want to go out of the house. I didn't really want to do much. I was comfortable just being home with my family, and my husband was probably starting to worry about me a little bit. He said, why don't you get up and bake? Why don't you get up and bake today? I was like, I really don't want to. And, but I did. I just said, he loves you. He's wanting, I'm going to get up and I'm going to bake. Yeah. So I baked, and I kept on baking, and he would take our cupcakes or muffins or whatever it was to work, and people started placing orders, and I'm like, okay, like I wasn't really ready. I really wasn't ready for this, but let's do it. Let's roll with it. So, my son and I, we started selling at the farmers markets, and we started doing these oatmeal cream pies at the market, because I missed oatmeal cream pies. Like I said, I wanted an oatmeal cream pie in my life. So, I made them, and we made some other cookie sandwiches, but our oatmeal cream pies literally stole the show. They would text me. People would text me in the middle of the night, like, can I get some of them oatmeal cream pies? And so, make it kind of a long story short, we decided to pivot. When I was doing the farmers markets, I was doing all baked goods. I was doing cinnamon rolls, cupcakes, you name it, I was doing it. And it was a lot, but I wanted to hone in on what I could build a business out of. And it was those oatmeal cream pies. And so we started selling to restaurants and retailers, and we just got a distributor about 2 months ago, and we are in going to be in 100 grocery stores.
Oh,
I haven't told you that
yet. Y'all heard of here. No? Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. So I do want to say, we just literally tomorrow, we are starting our first full-blown manufacturing day. We're fulfilling a huge order, and this is honestly, I'm really just kind of dumbfounded, like this has happened so fast. Really.
I'm not. I'm telling you, when I saw how much even my family liked it, and my little one, Kate, I should have took a video of that.
I love that video. I love that
video of like Charles and Christian, and Caden had a piece of it, and he was running, and he would not let go of it. It was so delicious, but it was so healthy. It was plant-based, and I love giving that to my family. And so if you guys have not tried them, I encourage you guys to buy them. They're on her website. She's going to share that in a minute. But I am so excited for all your success. I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised.
Thank you. And Kimberly, I do want to say, of everyone that I met through my simple vegan journey, I just instantly really love you. I instantly loved you. We worked together for a little bit, and you've always been so supportive. But you're just a very supportive person in general. But I'm speaking from my experience with you. The first time we worked together, we hit a couple bumps in the road. I was a new company then too at that time, and you were so patient and kind. And I just appreciate you. I appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Okay. So in closing, Stacey, I would love for you to share, or if anyone has any questions, definitely let us know. What would you say to entrepreneurs that are ready to scale? Not so much their entry, but that are ready to scale.
Okay. Well, I can speak from a food, I can speak from a food point of view and a clothing point of view, because I've scaled those two things. But I think scaling a business is pretty similar across the board. You're going to need, if you need a manufacturer for the food industry, I would say, just do a Google search really for any manufacturing, unless you have to go overseas. Do your Google search for whatever it is you're manufacturing. And you're going to need money, unfortunately. I think money, when you're scaling, you do need money. Unfortunately, it's just the thing that entrepreneurs need. We need money. And you're going to need support. If you don't have support in your home, find it outside of your home.
Yes.
Find it in your church. Find it in a networking group. Find it on Facebook. You need support. You need people that have been there or who are trying to do the same thing you're doing, because without support, you're going to feel lonely, because being an entrepreneur can be lonely. Because most people don't think like you do.
I love that you said that. That was highlighted so much at our event. We're seeing women just connect and share, and some of them are incredibly successful and some of them are starting, but there's a commonality where that feeling you want to feel like other women that are going through what you're going through. Because even no matter how successful you've been, and there's moments of that feeling lonely, moments where you feel like, man, who can I talk to about this? Because some of your girlfriends may not get it, So I love that.
And I want people to keep in mind that when you are building a business and you're seeing people on social media that are so successful, you have to understand you don't see the ugly parts. They're not showing you the ugly parts. Okay. You're seeing the successful things. So I always want to encourage people not to look at every successful person and then compare them to you, because they're also crying in their bathroom sometimes. I can assure you that.
When you say that, that's exactly how I started the conference. No kidding. I said, so many times we don't know the cost of what it takes to build everything. I'm sure people, the ups, the downs, betrayals. It could be lost relationships, but it can also be some of the wins, because even success comes with its own stretching and challenging just
Absolutely.
personally. There's
Yes.
so much behind that. So I'm glad you
Yes.
said that. I'm glad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell everybody how they can learn more about you so that they can go out and support Mr. Crumbles.
Okay. So you can find our cookie doubles and our oatmeal cream pies at mrcrumblesdelectables.com. And I know that is a mouthful, but so are
No, we're
oatmeal
gonna put it
cream
up.
pies.
No, we're gonna put it up so you guys can have that email address, but also share your Instagram and all of that too.
Okay, so my Instagram and my LinkedIn is Stacey Sparks-Huff, just like it is on the screen, Stacey Sparks-Huff. And my Instagram is Mr. Crumbles Delectables for the business.
And I'll share with you guys too. She's going to be in our upcoming issue in the magazine too.
I'm so excited. I waited for years to do this. So
yes. And I am so excited to have her journey in there, her story. Definitely, I want to encourage you guys to go to the website, try some. They are absolutely amazing. And then the good part, like I said, is healthy too. So
thank you
it's a
so
great combination.
much, Kimberly. Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too. And you know I'm going to always be here to support.
I know. And the same, likewise.
Yes. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.